morning. You guys didn't think gardening season was done, did you? It's only the end of November up in Canada in the Great White North. But there's no snow out, so I'm sitting in my backyard and we're gonna work on a little project together. So if you guys remember, you guys follow my channel, last winter I got some rhizomes, little ones like the size of my finger, of turmeric. I got it from Walmart. It was organic, came in a little mesh bag, cost me like $2.50. Well, I planted those little turmerics and I grew them in little pots. I'll put the link in the bottom so you guys can watch the initial video. So I grew them in little pots. When they had a nice top on them, I transplanted them into, I think they're 7-gallon fabric pots. They're right behind the camera here. And I grew them all summer. If you guys want to grow something stupid simple to grow that takes literally no maintenance, grow turmeric. So generally it grows in like a rainforest type setting. It only wants a couple of hours of sun a day. You just got to keep them moist. So I literally put them in these fabric pots, pushed them over there to the far side of my backyard, and I watered them sporadically over the course of the summertime. That's literally all I did. I don't even think I fertilized them. And so now, so right before we got our first frost, about a month ago, I brought them in the house. So you're gonna see when I flip the camera around, the tops are all dead, and the soil is bone dry. So we're gonna harvest these turmeric roots, and I'm gonna show you guys how to process this stuff down into one of the absolute best natural antivirals, antibacterials that you can possibly get. All right, you want to do this? Let's do this. I'm kind of excited to see how big these So here they are. So they grow these big leaves. You guys can see like they're totally dried out here. So we're gonna, and the soil is dry. Look at this, it's just powder. So we're gonna do two things. Here's one pot, and there's a couple of plants in each. Here's one, here's two, there's three back there. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna do a couple things. One, we're gonna pull the rhizomes out of here, and I've got a metal strainer because we gotta rinse them off. And then after we process these down, I'm gonna reuse this soil, and in my kitchen I have horseradish growing from the horseradish plants me and my friend harvested a couple of weeks ago. So let's get started. All right, so I left the Big Daddy for last to show you guys on camera. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so we've got two things going on here. We have the roots, okay, and then we have the rhizomes. All right, and they look like these. So essentially all we're doing is we're finding the rhizomes. See, let's see if we can zoom this in a little better for you guys. Hang on. There, how's that? All right, so this is what we're looking for. So all we're doing, and they come off really simple. You just grab it and watch, it just pops right off. Right, so then we're just taking these, got a little nozzle here, just giving them a rinse. And I'm not worried about all the dirt getting off here. I'll do the rest in my kitchen sink, but I didn't want to put all the dirt from this down my kitchen drain. So we're just literally separating rhizomes from roots, giving them a rinse. I've got a bunch on the towel. I'll show you guys in a minute. That's a good one. So, and then you just see these roots, they just come off. This stuff is actually surprisingly not tough to work with. You don't have to fight with it. It just kind of breaks apart, super simple. We'll just go around the roots. There's another one. Throw it in the pile. See? Even more. Clean them off. And I'm going to cut the rest of the little roots off upstairs. And then any of them that look like that, I'm going to replant those. So, and if you're wondering, this was grown in a mixture of mushroom compost and potting soil. Yeah, it was just grown in a mixture of mushroom compost and potting soil. I don't even think I fertilized these plants this whole summertime. And these rhizomes have been growing since we had them in the greenhouse last winter. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I'll be firing up the greenhouse. We were just getting through some birthdays and stuff and finishing up Croptober. Croptober is almost done, because I just don't have enough hours available to me in my life to be able to work on the greenhouse and Croptober and life in general at the same time. So sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. See there, look at that. See? So we are going to keep this one. See? We're going to keep this one. And we're going to regrow that one. And you got to look in the middle. You got to pull them apart. Make sure there's none growing in the middle. And it looks like that one's empty. They kind of remind me of soba noodles. So that's all that's left after you harvest the rhizomes. So I'll shut that off. Turn the water off. And I'll show you guys how much we harvested here. Check that out. Hold on. Let's get it in frame. We're too zoomed in. Sorry. It's hard to work the camera when everything is super zoomed in there. So this is what we just harvested. That's not a bad little harvest, considering we only started with, 7 little rhizomes like that big. And I've even given plants away. My mom's got some. She's got them growing. So, heck yeah. I call that a win. What do you guys think? Hey, that's definitely a win in my books. $2.50. From good old China Mart. And so we're going to take these upstairs and I'm going to give them another rinse in my kitchen. But I mean, most of them are fairly clean. The dirt doesn't really cling to them too much. Kind of looks like a big pupa for a caterpillar or something, doesn't it? All right, so the plan is we're going to take these upstairs. I'll just do it off camera. We're going to cut all these little roots and stuff off, give them another rinse, and then we'll move on to the next step.